So when I first tried to do solves on the MGC prototype, this happened. So the cube would explode because the screw in the blue side didn't stay in the core. So I took the screw from the Pro and used it, and it worked. So I figured, hey, I fixed my MGC, but I'll have a broken Pro. But then I put the screw into the Pro, and the Pro works just fine as well. So this is really bizarre, but only with that specific screw in that specific spot in the core will actually cause the exploding. So I don't know why that was such a big problem, because it looks like the screw and the core are both fine. Anyway, now that it's fixed, I could do some solves on it. Now I realized that this is a lot faster than a lot of the cubes we have now, and the GAN Air SM is already pretty fast, but this I think is even faster. And it kind of reminds me of the Weilong GTS in its speed, but I may be over exaggerating it because recently I've been using the MF3RS2 a lot, and that one is quite a slow cube. Now the effect was it took me a while to get used to this, but then once I got used to it, I thought it was a lot better. And while the speed does resemble a Weilong GTS, it doesn't feel anything like the Weilong GTS. The feel of this cube is still far smoother, and it's still really unique and doesn't resemble any other cube. It's just the performance that is kind of like a GTS. At first it was a bit uncontrollable, so I put in heavier lube and also tightened the tensions, and that seemed to help. So I didn't feel like the magnets helped me control this cube as much as they could. And with cubes that are really fast, I think strong magnets would be really good, like with the GAN Air SM. So if the magnets were stronger, I think this would be even better. And also in the last video, I mentioned that there are rounded corners instead of squared corners on this cube. And with rounded corners, you would risk more corner twists. And in about 200 solves, I have not had a corner twist on this cube yet, so I think it should be fine. Overall, it's a great cube. Again, we're just talking about the prototype here, but it does have a slight elastic feel. And what I mean by elastic feel is kind of like the one that you find in the Pro and the Valk Power. Now the Pro and the Valk Power are the best cubes that I hate. Something about my turning style does not allow me to use cubes with this elastic feel. I don't know anyone who dislikes the Valk Power as much as I do. I think I actually average 1 second slower on the Valk Power. But there are people who like that feel, and the MGC has a little bit of it. Now, I don't know if the final version will still have it. I didn't feel like that was really a bad thing for the MGC though, because it's not really noticeable compared to the Valk Power and Pro, and it didn't really feel like it hindered my solves at all. So that's it for my impressions, but this was only after one session of solves. Normally I would spend more time on a cube before giving my full impression on it, but with this cube I was already on my way to reaching my normal times with it, so I think that's pretty conclusive that this cube can be really good if you enjoy the feel of it. So with that said, I'm still excited with how this cube could improve from its prototype to its final version. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time.